Welcome back, everyone. It's Stray Faye here with another episode of Cafe Enchante. Alright, in the last episode, Kotone, after many months of hard work, finally managed to officially open the cafe for business. Got all her licenses in order. She celebrated with the dudes, with the magic dudes, at another little tea party. And we got to learn a little bit more about, like, the worlds that they come from. And then, like, at the end, they're just like, hey, you want to go over there to our worlds? And they're just like, lol, okay. So I guess now here we are, chapter 4. I'm not sure who's talking here. Maybe it's Canis. But here we are, starting chapter 4. Pelida Moors, the Pale Hand of Death. What? What is his Latin? Akeo pulsat pede, knocks on the door, all equals when it calls. Pauperium tabernis, be it be the impoverished living in a shed. I'm confused. Rumke turis, or the king living in a palace. Yes. With not a single discrimination. Who's speaking? I think this might be Canis's perspective. Canis Espada, you shall henceforth be committed to the duty of your ancestors. Oh my, who's this? Huh. What? I'm guessing if this person's talking. She's so pretty. What voice should I give her? It is a. I think we gotta like talk to her a little bit more. I don't know. She looks like a queen. Let's give her this voice. I'm gonna regret this. It's a burdensome role, perhaps heavier than mine, even as queen. You'll not receive praise. Nor will anyone thank you. You may even be avoided. It was this way for your ancestors. I'm gonna regret doing this voice because this voice always kills me. Canis says nothing. Even so, do you choose to walk the same path as your ancestors who came before you? If this is what it takes to protect it, the Fairy World Medio, I was born to handle such a task until I rot away and vanish into the ether. I swear that I will fulfill this duty. You. No. Canis, your loyalty deserves my gratitude. Please, you must fulfill your duty. Understood. She did not need to explain this to me. She did not need to confirm my acceptance. The only reason I was born was to accomplish this one thing. Yet the Queen spoke with me out of the kindness of her heart. At the same time, it is cruel. Yes, I understood it more than anyone. The Fairy of Death. This name was the embodiment of the inescapable duty bestowed upon me. Oh, okay. I guess it's going back to Kotone's perspective now. The moment I stepped into the gate, I immediately felt like I was floating. Constantly rising. Constantly falling. As if I was inside a pool of water. My body was enveloped and I felt a pressure. Oh, wait. Suddenly... A rush of wind made it rough with sand blew in from my side. Bzzzt. Huh? An eerie sound was whispering to me, along with the dry wind grazing my ear. As if seized by the sound, I felt a strange weight on my arms. My body began tilting. I felt like I was being pulled downward. Is this... What is this? This doesn't... I thought we were going to Fairy World? This doesn't look like Fairy World. Bzzzt. I didn't know what it was. I felt an extreme chill and threw off the weight in desperation. And then, my body became light. I felt like I was being thrown up into space and... Oh, okay. Now this looks like Fairy World. Yeah, I wonder where that other place was. Hit by the sudden force of gravity, I slammed into something very hard. Ow! My vision was shaky after the impact. I was able to pick myself up somehow. There, the scene I saw was... Oh, wow! Amazing! Verdant greens and flowers beyond sight. Giant trees that touch the heavens. Roads that stretched endlessly and were colored with light shining through the trees. What is that? It looks like a whale. Looking at my surroundings more carefully, I saw all sorts of mysterious things that I'd never seen before. They were all part of some strange place I never would have seen back at home. It was as if... yeah. I'm in another world! Wait, that's right! This is... I come back to my senses. My memory of what had just happened before being thrown out here had gotten hazy. That tea party the other day. It all started during a certain part of the conversation we were having. Maybe they just like throw her in through the door. They're like, yeah, let's go to this world. Another world, of course. It's the perfect spot. A 0-minute commute just steps away. Be a waste not to go, right? And besides, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, don't they? Let's find out! Come on, let's go visit another world! And that was that! A suggestion from Miser, who made the whole ordeal sound like a day trip. Indeed. The climate of Fairy World Medio is serene, with almost no dangerous creatures there. If we consider the inhabitants there, it is the least dangerous place to visit. Besides, Canis, caught a little off guard from suddenly having to speak. Alright, it's settled. Oh man, I'm so excited to go! I gotta pack some bananas. What? Wait, why bananas? Why the hell do you need bananas? Exactly! And when are we leaving exactly? How about tomorrow morning? Leaving right now wouldn't give us much time to spend there. That's true. When I think about it, we've known each other for so long, but have never visited each other's worlds, have we? Yes, I'm sure Kotone will enjoy this. It's a groundbreaking event for Enchante, don't you think? Huh? You really think so? Hey, hang on. You, the giddy little demon lord over there. I was just starting to get caught up in the rush of everyone talking about the strip when Mr. Rindo pumped the brakes. Please don't go parading her into a whole other world like it's no big deal. He's the one who said she wanted to learn more about us. What's wrong with that? Well, you don't just have to leave right away. I just said that humans are fragile. What might be normal for any of you could be fatal to her. It happens all the time. I want to be sure that she'll be safe from danger. Someone never took the leap and went with you to any of your worlds, right? You forget someone was a homebody. I do remember him saying something like, "A trip to another world sounds like a pain." Didn't really expect that. The grandpa I always imagined would have dived headfirst into another world. Maybe he was the smart one? I don't know. Some of these worlds might be a little dangerous, especially if they have like super powerful beings like these guys. As the excitement in the room grew, Canis clapped his hands.
Everyone, I'm glad you are all excited, but the woman of the hour seems to be pensive. Whether she goes or not, Kotone herself is to decide that.
Canis' comment causes everyone to look towards me. Huh? You're right. Sorry, Kotone. I was so convinced you'd be happy to go, I'd forgotten to even check with you. What? Oh, no, I was honestly interested after hearing everyone talking about it. I reply in a fluster. Maybe talking of his home world was the reason for it, but Canis seemed to become quite pensive for a moment before speaking.
I believe that Miser and Rindo both make sound points. This may be an unparalleled chance to observe and broaden the understanding of non-humans. But there are many dangers, as Rindo says. Even in Fairy World Medio, a relatively safe place, it could be tough for a human. Kotone, that being said, do you still desire to travel to another world?
I deliberated for a moment. As Mr. Rindo said, I could still learn about other worlds within Enchante. And the fact that Grandpa never stepped foot into another world might even be more of a reason for me not to go. However, I want to go. It's not like I don't get anxious thinking about going somewhere so unknown. But still, I have to see it for myself. Canis' world and everyone else's too. I want to know more about them. These feelings pushed me one step forward.
I see. Then I will swear this to you now. The owner of Enchante, no harm will come to you.
And after that, Mr. Rindo was against the idea until the very end. Thinking of my safety, his refusal was overturned by the group. He eventually agreed with the proposition, but only if he was able to join as well. Well, I think maybe Mr. Rindo would benefit from that, because he is part of a government organization that's studying other worlds. I'm just probably like slightly happy about that. The morning after, with our representative Canis leading us, we all went through the gate. So this is really Canis' home world, the Fairy World Medio. Oh, wow. Fairy World Medio, very naturistic, picturesque. After having to narrow my eyes from the light so bright that poured from the trees. Wow, I'm really in another world. I finally internalized my current situation. I wanted to see everyone's excitement, so I turned around and... Huh? There was no one there. Uh-oh. Did we get separated? I looked around, figuring they would be easy to spot, but I couldn't see anyone around me at all. They were nowhere to be found. Not only that, I didn't even see the gate that we had just passed through. Huh? Canis? Miser? Hill? Ignis? Mr. Rindo? No answer. Uh-oh. Is this really Medio? I began to lose assurance in that fact. But it was Canis who held the doorknob as we went through the gate. Enchante's gate still had many mysteries behind it, but there were a few facts that were clear. Though it does connect to countless other worlds, the worlds you travel to is dependent on who opens the door. Alright, so gate, a mysterious door set at the back of Enchante, connected to other worlds. Basically, it connects to the location related to whoever opens it, in other words, their world of origin. The details and why it's in Enchante are unknown. That being the case, so long as Canis was the one who opened it, this should definitely be his home world. What do I do? Could something have happened when we went through? A glitch in the Matrix? What? I got spat out somewhere else. Is it possible that this isn't Medio and I'm in a completely different world? All alone? The excitement I was just feeling was being painted over with anxiety. No, that can't be. Anyway, calm down, take a deep breath. There are things I can still do. Whoops, I accidentally mashed the A button. If I try to walk off somewhere, it's possible that I'll get even more lost. Right, I'll wait here just a little bit, and if no one comes, I'll walk just a bit. And checking just in case, I take out my phone, but as expected, there's no signal. I don't think they have satellites here for those phones. Way out of range of service here. I waited there for 30 minutes, but didn't see any one of them come by. The weather didn't change, and the only thing that I heard was the gentle sound of birds singing in a beautiful landscape. Alright. Tied a handkerchief I brought to the branch of a very obvious tree near where I arrived. It's better than nothing, I guess. Someone from Enchante could pass by here and they might notice it. Thankfully, there weren't many paths that split from here. Even if we did happen to miss each other, no one could miss this handkerchief. Leave some breadcrumbs behind. Next time I come to an alternate world, I should bring a whiteboard or a notebook or something. I don't know. Would, like, holding hands to the gate helped? I don't know how this works. I ponder what may or may not come in handy. In an unnecessary discourse with myself. Okay, let's get going. Making my decision, I begin walking along the path in this strange, distant world. Some time passed as I walked on. I squint intermittently towards the sunlight coming through the trees. I looked around at this unfamiliar world. I wonder how far this forest, I guess it's more of a grove, goes on for. The flower bed seems to stretch forever. Endless greenery surrounds me. Robust leaves growing above me in every direction resemble a verdant plumage. There are plenty of places in the human world that are full of nature. But then there's that whale-like animal just floating in the sky. It's like the Leviathan from Zelda that's just floating up there. Definitely seems magical. Best of all, even as a forest, this place has a feeling so unfamiliar to my world. There was like a tangible purity about it. I'm sure I would have enjoyed the scenery a lot more with everyone else. Unfortunately, I haven't caught hint of where anyone might be. Maybe I really was tossed somewhere that isn't Medio. I really hope not. Muttering to myself and considering that possibility. Who's this? Who's giggling? Huh? In between the rustling of the leaves came a faint sound of laughter. Oh, hi, little fairies. Hi, little fairies. Wafting towards me were creatures small enough to fit in the palm of my hand. with this particular type of thing, I didn't have to wonder if they were human or not. Well, I'm guessing you are in the fairy world if you're seeing this. They had pointed ears, translucent bodies, and a pair of shimmering wings on their backs. Even before I stepped foot in this world, they were how I always imagined. Fairies? Oh wow. Okay, what voice should I give these? Actually, wait, I have... It's not a fairy voice, but it's like Warcraft gnome. Let me try it out.
Yep, that's right, strange one. She looks funny, doesn't she? I wonder where she's from.
If there are fairies here, then this really has to be Medio. I wonder how that gnome's voice sounds. I think it just like changes my pitch up, but just like pretend I'm a gnomes are like fairies, right? Alright, I'll find out how it sounds later. Anyway, if there are fairies here, then this really has to be Medio. Oh, thank God! At the very least, it seems like I evaded the worst possible outcome of being completely lost in another world. I hope these things are friendly. I was so relieved to see anyone, that I collapsed and sat on the ground.
Oh, why did you hide your face so fast? Do your eyes hurt? You seem really sad, too.
The fairies questioned me, landing on my shoulders and curiously poking at my cheeks. They're engrossed in their curiosity. I didn't detect a hint of caution from them. I could speak to them without reservation. Once you enter another world, you'll be able to speak its language, and the people will be able to understand you. Okay, well, that's good to know. Maybe it's just perks of the gate. Miser wasn't kidding. Trying to resist the tickling sensation from the hands of these girls, I managed to open my mouth and say something. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm okay. I was just so relieved.
Relieved? I don't get it. Yep, don't get it.
Oh, well, I got separated from my friends who came here with me. I was trying to find them when...
Friends? Do you think they're fairies that we might know?
Oh, I see. Maybe these two don't understand that I'm a human, or even what a human is. Well, I came here from another world through a gate. My, species is human, but do you know what that is?
Human? Oh, yeah, I know those. From the world with rocks and metal, yeah? I've heard the Queen talk about how she wants to go visit it.
The Queen? I wonder who that is.
Alright then, so you're a visitor from another world. Welcome to Medio. I'm sure you'll like it here. This way, lady from another world. Let's play a bit, okay? Yeah, there's a place we play that's lots of fun. We'll make this special and take you there.
Play? I'm searching for my friends, so...
Come on, let's go, yeah?
Wait! Their little hands pull vigorously at my fingers. What should I do about these two? They're not really listening to me, really. They're like children, just talking about whatever they want. I think if I tried to shake them off me, they might get hurt, considering the size of my hand against their small bodies. All I could do was follow the fairies as I was being pulled along. Is he gonna get spirited away by like a bunch of fairies? Like, what's going on? What finally came into my view was... crystalline water falling from so high up that the sound was almost violent. Waterfall is an understatement. It's a giant, endless cascade of water. Like at the end of the world.
It's pretty, right? It feels nice, right? It's our special place. Everyone loves this place.
The wind sputters, the water sprays everywhere. With the water spraying about without end, a large rainbow was drawn across the sky. Taken in by the marvelous, fantastical scene, I stepped forward to take a closer look. I have a bad feeling about this. When I finally came back to my senses. That's right, I'm still lost. I need to find everyone else before I can begin to enjoy how lovely all this is. This place is really wonderful, but I have to find everyone. I appealed to the fairies floating gently in the air, or at least I tried.
Alright then, lady from another world. Go ahead and fly now. Ooh.
Huh? I was nudged gently from behind. Without a moment to ask a question, my body was thrusted up into the air. Oh no! But Kotone does not have wings. I look down and see the bottomless basin of the waterfall rushing closer, ready to swallow me whole. I was pushed off. I was fully enveloped in terror before being able to understand what was happening. Huh? What? No! At this rate, I'll die. Oh!
Kotone!
Within the thick spray of mist, I was able to see the black suit of armor clearly. The figure that was unmistakably a knight reached out his arms and pulled me in. Canis!
I apologize for making you wait. I would like to apologize more formally, but we must get out of this predicament.
I would just like free fall in here. Get out! The lake is already...
This will be a bit rough. Do not let go of my arm, no matter what.
Zerk! As the water began to take over my entire span of vision, I latched myself to his body. Carrying my waist firmly with a single arm, he used his other free hand.
Can't scream this early in the morning.
To unsheath a giant sword and thrust it into the cliff closest to us. Eek! My body was subjected to a violent jolt, but the speed we were falling was slowing.
You are safe now. Just hold your breath and leave everything to me. Kotone, are you okay?
I think so. I didn't hit the water too hard. Thanks to your protection. I get like a ton of messages now. I'm like, what? Gotta check my phone real fast. Okay. Taking me by the hand, Canis guides me to the shore. Sorry, I had to check my phone. It was like blowing up with a ton of messages. I'm like, is it an emergency? My clothes were drenched and I began to wring them out, taking a look around. I can't believe a shoreline like this existed around that basin. It was a beautiful sight, but I couldn't give myself a moment to take in its splendor when the giant waterfall almost killed me. Canis, are you okay? Are you hurt at all?
I am quite alright. My training has fully prepared me to handle much more than that.
I see. That's comforting, at least. Thank you for saving me. After giving my thanks, Canus's flame in his neck turned into a color of discomfort.
No, I must apologize for the misbehavior of my compatriots. You mustn't thank me.
Compatriots? Just then. Oh, the fairies are back.
Hee hee.
From within the spray of the waterfall, two tiny figures come dancing towards us. The fairies who pushed me off into the waterfall had smiles on their faces. Even now, as we meet again, they seem like such children.
Hee hee. How was that? It felt really good, didn't it? And it was really pretty too, wasn't it? We knew you would love it.
What? I should have known that they didn't actually care about my response, despite asking me. But more than that,
But it's too bad. Canis Espada is here now. He's really scary fairy. We'll have to play another time.
making sure not to look towards Canis, they continue to pay attention only to me.
Okay then, miss. Let's play again sometime. And next time we can visit somewhere else. We'll bring you there ourselves.
They laughed and snickered as they flew off, disappearing shortly after. I turned to Canis, expressing my bewilderment. With his hand to his helmet, it seemed like he was about to have a headache.
I am sorry. Those fairies do not truly hold any ill feeling toward you. They truly wanted you to enjoy yourself. Their intent was only to play.
That was... play?
Indeed. Fairies with such young minds cannot fathom how fragile the human body is. But more prevalent than that is their free spirit. They are only interested in what they want to do. This happened as a result of their play. They do not think, nor do they consider the consequences of what will happen.
Oh, I see. They're children. They're kids who just want to play. Yeah, they probably... Yeah, I'm guessing they didn't realize that Kotone, didn't have wings, because, why wouldn't she not have wings? Because everyone else has wings. Considering how strong they were, having that kind of innocence is a terrifying... A shiver ran down my spine as I imagined what might have happened if Canis hadn't come. After spending a few minutes with Canis, the old group I was so desperate to find finally gathered. Sorry about the awkward cut here. I kept getting a barrage of text messages. And apparently my boyfriend was buying me a ticket for Anime Expo and he really needed my email address. Anyway, looks like the boys are here. I was wondering what happened when Canis suddenly ran off. Very glad you're safe. Ignis, would you turn up the flame? I'm certain her body is cold. Are you using him as a heater? Do I look like a barbecue to you? Ugh. But I'll make an exception, I guess. Try to get your clothes dry already. Okay, thanks. It's your sizzling sounds. I bring my body closer to the fire that Ignis made, at a safe distance, of course. I guess this is another sort of strange power of non-humans. My soaking clothes slowly began to dry with the help of his flame. Okay. Rindo, you're here. I kind of forgot. How did you get down here? Did someone carry you? I'm seriously relieved. The moment I realized you weren't with us, my heart practically stopped. I'm sorry to make you worry, Mr. Rindo, and everyone. By the way, did you all come out at the same place?
Yes, we're all gathered together in front of the gate that I usually use.
So, if everyone else got through the gate normally except for me, that's not a human thing. I mean, Mr. Rindo got through just fine too. So, me being separated like that isn't something that normally happens. I heard a strange voice when I went through, and I felt like I was being pulled away. A noise. Can you tell us more about it? Alright. Got a cough. From when I stepped into the foot of the gate until I was thrown out into the fairy world. Everyone listened with serious expressions on their faces as I explained what happened.
That's quite odd. I've used the gate several times, but I do not recall such occurrences ever happening.
Me neither. Do you think the connection to Medio is just unstable?
That cannot be. If such a danger were present, I would have discussed it with everyone well before.
The GPM was unaware of this too. Could it be because she is a human? No, I doubt that. Much of our personnel who have been investigating other worlds would have reported something about that. Miser, do you know why this might have happened? No, I don't know anything. What I do know is that we should be careful when you travel through a gate in the future. Just like holding someone's hand to cross the street. No harm being careful. Right. At the end of our conversation, we were no closer to knowing what was the cause. The eerie noise, that terrifying sensation of being pulled away somewhere. I didn't want to feel that again. Well, whatever it's to you or to us, it's been a disaster after disaster ever since we got here. Huh? Did something happen with all you too? Yeah. Wasn't as unlucky as your deal, though. It appears Ignis and I can't use our powers to their full potential in this world. Huh? Once he finished, I looked over Il and Ignis. Didn't seem like there was much different with Il, however. Huh. Ignis, is it me or is the flame around your body weaker? Ignis gave me a disgruntled frown as I made my observation known. Exchanges between alternate worlds. I've seen some reports on this before. When it comes to traveling to other worlds, non-humans visiting worlds other than theirs have been known to weaken slightly. Whoa, really? I glanced towards Miser. I'm the exception. Zero change here. I'm the Demon Lord whose cheating powers surpass even these walls between worlds. I can wreak havoc in any world I'd like. Ha ha ha. And here I hoped you'd be the one who was weakened the most. Ha ha ha.
And of course, this being my homeworld, I can exhibit my full strength here within Medio.
Canis moves his body, producing the tough, steadfast sounds of a mighty suit of armor.
Normally, I would fall behind Ignis when it comes to speed.
Yeah, this guy just left me in the dust. Shit. I just realized I couldn't fight like I do if someone tried to start something. I feel like you shouldn't be visiting other worlds trying to fight people. But it made sense to me. That's why Canis was the one who was able to rush over to me first. As for me, my ability to fly has been hindered slightly, but it isn't so burdensome. I suspect it is because of the difference in the elements that make up the world and the energies that flow here. I tilted my head in response to the odd choice of words that came from L. Canis and Miser followed up with some more information to clarify. I guess that might be what we in Asmodio refer to as magic powers. Some might also refer to it as mana. You know what that is? Magic power, the power source for demon magic. It is also known as mana and ether. Oh yeah! That's what people in games and stuff use as a source of power for spells, right? Yeah. Demons and the demon world are constructed out of the same magic. But in Medio's case, there's a different sort of energy at the foundation of this world, correct? Canis gives a single nod.
That said, there is no proper name for it. Perhaps it is best to think that this balance of the world is a gift from nature.
You don't have anything so complicated like this in Bestia. Although I guess I've never taken the time to think about it. Then, in that case, you may not be used to the environments that hold this type of energy within them, Ignis. It is as if you're being weakened by an atmosphere that is too dense for you. Yeah, maybe so. You know, I've noticed that there's been this sweet smell ever since we got here. Feels like I have heartburn or something. I see. Sorry, gotta drink some water.
It is worth noting that our powers do not seem to weaken as much in the human world. A special case, but quite strange.
Well, we don't need to go and figure all that out right at this moment. I think we need to have a serious chat. Now that my clothes had dried, Mr. Rindo began to speak with a stern voice. Kotone, maybe this was just bad luck, but do you see now how dangerous other worlds can be, yes? And this is Medio, which is a world that people consider to be generally a safe one. Our common sense doesn't apply here. You wanted to learn more about alternate worlds, and I think you learned more than enough for today, so... How about we go back to Enchante,
As the one who brought you into danger, I cannot argue. If you wish to go back, we will return immediately.
They all seemed to wait for my words as I was seen as a victim and all that happened. No one spoke. It was silent. It was a really terrifying experience. If Canis hadn't made it in time, I honestly believe I could have died. Knowing I could run into more fairies like those two out in our travels. Just the thought. As beautiful as the scenery around me was, it was equally terrifying. Grandpa himself always stayed at Enchante. He never left to visit another world. Being the new owner of the cafe doesn't mean I need to visit my patron's world. And yet... I'm sorry. I was apologizing, but it wasn't for what had happened. I want to stay a little longer. Huh? But why? Well, if I leave right now, the trip will end with me thinking that Canis' homeworld is scary, and I just don't want that. Also, the only reason I had that experience was because I was alone. If everyone else stayed with me, I'm sure my impression of this place would change. Rindo, you're a fellow human that can relate with her sentiments. She doesn't want to have any bad memories of the home of her friend. You can understand how she feels, right? Well... Also, we say it was dangerous. But truly, all that happened was that she had a little fall, right?
No, that's not exactly it.
Another instance of being forced apart may be unavoidable. It might be kind of the same as, like, the fairies. He's like, what? What are you talking about? We all have wings, right, guys? However, I assume it would be difficult for her to encounter such danger again, as long as we are all with her. Ew. Yeah. What's the shut-in over here is trying to say is that if we stay together, who gives a damn about any danger out there? Canis, that goes for you too, right? As long as you're with her. You wouldn't let anything happen to her, right?
Of course, I vow to protect you every moment I'm with you, no matter what.
Canis looks right at me as he speaks. Canis, thank you.
I must thank you as well. I'm honored that you'd attempt to know my home world. If you so desire, I'll continue to be your guide through this world.
Canis bows his head deeply in respect, his whole body leaning forward. Putting his hand to his chest and giving me his pledge. He was the perfect image of a loyal knight. Eventually, Mr. Rindo was also persuaded to come along as well, so we would continue our journey in Medio. But we would first need to choose a meeting place in case we got separated again. We walked to Medio's gate, which I missed earlier since I was separated from the group. If our group gets split up again, I just need to come back to this spot, knowing that makes me rest easy. Wow, there really is a gate here. It looked like a painting, seeing the gate standing in the woods. I wasn't sure, but it almost looks like the one at Enchante. Actually, it looks exactly like it. The one in Calm has an identical design as well. Bestia too. I see. These gates connect us to the other worlds. I understand how amazing they are now, having gone through one myself. It's still a mystery what they really were. But I do know, however, that they are very rare, such that only one exists in every alternate world. The gates of the worlds where the regulars come through all connect to Enchante. Yet gates in other worlds connect to places other than the human worlds, or so the reports say from the GPM. Why there are several in the human world, yet only one in each alternate world. Also, why these gates in particular are fixed to only go to the human world. Investigations on this are inconclusive. The gates seem to be unknown to non-humans aside from Miser and the group, and because of this, other non-humans haven't used them. As I was contemplating these curious things running through reasonings I've overheard.
Now, let us proceed with this as our starting point.
After deeming this the meeting spot, we set off. Ooh, nice little scenery here. Little tree bridges. I wonder if we're gonna, like, go to a fairy village or something. With Canis leading the way, we entered the forest once again. Wow, this area is so different from where I was. The spot I was in seemed much more level. Huh? I guess you were spit out somewhere pretty far from here then. That makes sense now. I took so long to detect you, Kotone.
Please watch your step, everyone. The road becomes narrow here.
Watching my steps after his warning, the eerie sound of wind getting sucked into the valley below batted at my ears. I'll be careful. Well, if you do fall, I'll swear I'll save you at least 1 out of 3 times that you do. That's reassuring. I hope you'll save me the other 2 times too, please. I'm sure if I fall even once, I'll be headed straight into the afterlife, though. Oh, but Rindo, my services will cost you. Well, that's a bit rude now, isn't it? Took a moment during our playful chatter to look at the scenery above me. Flower petals were dancing in the wind, seemingly full of life. grazing the branches. Wow! If it wasn't so dangerous, Medio would be such a serene and gorgeous place. As I was lost in thought, Canis stops.
Seems like the appropriate timing. Keep watching. You may see something interesting.
Interesting? Something odd began to happen around me. What's going on? Huh? The seasons were changing instantly. I was speechless as the trees around me began changing color one after the other. Oh, pretty cool. The leaves all suddenly changed color. How does that work?
The flow of time differs between Medio and the human world. Let's consider the 4 seasons. In Medio, flowers bud in the morning, their leaves are verdant by noon, their colors show at dusk, and the land is winter by night.
Fascinating. It's like an entire year in the human world, happening in just one day here. In that case, since it appears the summer is ending, that should mean it's close to noon now. Oh, wow! The fairies were evidence enough, but that this place was completely abnormal, but time flows here in a way that makes an entire year pass by in a matter of a day. I don't know. I keep thinking of like this is like old fairy tale about like a fairy that like turns into a flower and like lives for like a day. Is that kind of like a nod up to that? Like a whole package of seasons just lasting a day. Fairies lived amongst the twisting branches and the trunks at the center. This feeling of wonder keeps sinking in as I walk. The fact that this world is one that doesn't follow the conventions of my own. Who's this? I'm glad you are enjoying Medio. I'm honestly quite surprised that you'd bring guests here, Canis Espada. Who's this? Who dis? I hear the sounds of leaves being crushed. Standing there was a figure with androgynous features who didn't seem to belong to either gender. However, their beauty was... Oh, what? Completely ruined by the expression shown. They seemed ready to express how disgusted they were feeling. Oh, she's interesting. He, she? I guess fairies don't really have a gender. What should I give this character? She looks rather serious. I don't know if I can do that Russian voice that I used before. Welcome, guests from unknown world. I am Chancellor of Venia. I serve under the Fairy Queen, and I welcome you all here. Hey, this punk just sneered at us. We are being welcomed. It seems. I believe this person expresses a friendly sentiment towards us. I don't know, it kind of makes me laugh just because of how naive he is. No, there's no way that's true. I don't think I've ever received a more unpleasant welcome in my life. Oh, that's not true. I welcome you. I really do, on the surface. Even if you all seem like crass, annoying bunch I have to deal with. I truly and honestly do welcome you happily, under orders of Her Majesty the Queen. Oh, what a lie! This one has a sense of humor! This was an impressive scene. Everyone looked like they were at a loss what to do. It was Canis who finally spoke out to them.
Venia, what do you mean by orders of the Queen?
Alright, we got Venia, a fairy of Medio with an androgynous appearance. The Chancellor serving the Fairy Queen. Although polite, Venia has quite a sharp tongue. It's just as I say. Her Majesty the Queen has gone completely insane, insisting she wants to meet the ones from another world, hence why I'm here. They're from the same world, and I was sure they knew one another. Venia's shoulders droop as Canis asked his questions. Her Majesty, the Queen. That's right. Those fairies from the waterfall also mentioned something about the Queen. Oh, so would you say that Medio is under the rule of a monarchy?
Right. The one known as the Fairy Queen rules over all other fairies here in Medio.
Huh. So we're being invited directly to see this queen, then? That's what I've been telling you. Is there some issue with your brain's ability to understand language? What's that for? This person doesn't seem so nice inside. Yeah. They speak with elegance, but what they actually say is horrible. Let this being case, I request you to follow me, if you must feel inclined to. Everyone turns their gaze towards me. I know they want me to make a decision, but what should I do? Well, I guess follow Venia, cause I don't know. Canis doesn't seem like Canis is giving any indications that she's dangerous, so we'll follow her. We'll meet the queen. Why not? Follow her. I can hear the ghost of my old boss yelling in my ear. Never turned down an invite from a higher up. Alright. She's going out of her way to invite us, so I'll happily accept the invitation.
Indeed. I am certain the Queen will be delighted, and I thank you for accepting.
The being who rules the Fairy World Medio. That'll be amazing to have an audience with someone with such a high rank. Sorry, my response seems so selfish, but this is all thanks to you, Kotone, and your decision to stay here. Not only because of your role as the owner of Enchante, but as an individual as well. I hope this will be meaningful for you. Yeah. Maybe she hoped we would say no? Oh, my apologies, but thank you so much for not understanding what I was trying to say. You should have just declined, but oh well, let's go. Come with me, everyone. Like when... it's like when Samantha in A Wonderful Life offers you tea, you're supposed to say no or else she gets mad at you. Vania didn't want us to be summoned, but we had no choice as it was an order. Vania, while expressing their attitude in every way except the words they spoke, begins to walk away. Vania showed us the way, but I could really tell that they detested doing it. In any case, following Venia's lead, we proceeded further into the woods. The temperature had dropped suddenly. Medio was tinted in a crimson sunset hue. As the sun continued to set, we traversed steep slopes and crawled over wooden walls. Barely getting by after the others continued to help me. Venia finally stops. Alright, we're here. God, finally! Judging from how far we walked, we must be at a considerable altitude. Medio's architecture is quite unique, yes? Felt more like hiking up a mountain than a little walk. I really hope that my muscles aren't too sore tomorrow. And we gotta walk back? What are we gonna do? Seriously, that was quite a distance to make us walk. Kotone, how you doing? Okay, I think. Though my legs feel like sticks right now. Taking Miser's hand to support myself, I took a second to manage my breathing. Not sure if I should say this, but I think Venia's was just waiting for us to give up. They really didn't want to bring us here. How rude. It should be obvious, but here in Medio, there are many places inaccessible to those who aren't fairies. In fact, I guided you in the way that would be best for you. You should be thanking me. Now that I finally caught my breath, I took a look around where we were. There. Couldn't quite tell what this place was we were in, inside the fairy world. The space we entered seemed like there was just a large hole gouged out, especially for it. I want to see what's in the back. There's like a very colorful throne, a flower throne back there. It was a strange place with large flowers blinking with light strewn about. The scenery outside looked like fall, but if I remembered correctly, but this space alone looked like spring. As I was looking around.
Kotone, let me introduce you to the queen. This way.
With Canis pulling my hand, we proceeded to the center of the open space. And there... Gonna do the queen voice. Ah, so you are the visitors. And a gentle wafting breeze made with this girl's smile. It felt like the air surrounding us became infinitely sweet. It was like a throne of flowers. I finally get to see this in like color. We saw this earlier in the episode. It was just kind of sepia toned.
Fairy Queen Titania. This is Enchante's owner, Kotone Awaki.
In these gorgeous surroundings was enthroned a small queen, much smaller than what I had imagined. Aww! She's so cute! Wow, she's really pretty. They put a lot of detail into her. I almost want to like make a VTuber like avatar of her. I'm glad you made it. My name is Titania. I'm the queen of the Fairy World Medio. This voice does not match her. She's too cute. The fairy queen who rules the Fairy World Medio. She has the form of a cute young girl, but her speech and atmosphere are both dignified and graceful. You hear that, guys? His voice is dignified. I am happy to be able to meet you, the owner of Enchante. The little girl laughed cutely in a snicker. She looked as young as a child in grade school. Introduce yourself. It's nice to meet you. Canis always takes good care of me at Enchante. I'm Kotone Awaki. I had no idea how to greet her properly. Not only were we in an alternate world, but I was in front of royalty too. I pitched forward as far as I could, bowing deeply for an eternity. Aha! So he's taking care of you. Quite an interesting fact, don't you think, Canis?
No, I do not believe so at all.
Oh my, you're being quite cold, Canis. Is it because you have guests? I raise my head and assume that Canis is being teased in this conversation. He doesn't seem very pleased about that. You all back there. I've heard of you as well. Everyone seems so very unique. A little too unique, I believe. A demon lord, a fallen angel, a demon beast, and an old man. Quite an odd group. Poor Rindo. He's just an old man. Wait a second. Old is a bit much, don't you think? Mr. Rindo's comment was ignored by Venia. As Miser stood next to me, he and Titania had a question. Or he asked Titania a question. So, the Queen seems to know a lot about us. Why did you call us here? The kid with the superficial politeness hasn't exactly given us much to go off. Superficial courtesy. When words and attitudes are overly polite, it can be impolite or even rude. Also, one can act polite on the surface, but actually be looking down upon or disliking the other. In Venia's case, it is certainly the latter. Miser, she's a queen. You should speak more politely to her. Really? That's what you're worried about? You know, don't forget I'm also technically a king, okay? Watching me in my panic scolding Miser, the Queen Titania snickered in a laugh that sounded like a ringing bell. Oh my! I don't mind if you speak with me naturally. My authority doesn't extend to you all. Ah yes, a sweet ringing bell. Now then, allow me to answer your question. The reason why I asked you to come here is solely to talk. To talk? With us? Precisely. The ones that Canis Espada calls friends who have come to this world. Of course. I would want to at least have a chance to greet them. Titania quickly glances at Canis. However, Canis just continues to watch over us, not responding in any way. Well, regardless, considering Medio rarely gets visitors, it's only obvious we show you some hospitality. Tales from other worlds are fantastic entertainment for curious fairies. Seriously? I'm not sure your attitude is exactly screaming hospitality at us, you know. Oh, I know it's difficult, but don't be an idiot. I've been earnest as possible, considering my hospitality towards you all. That's earnest. I'm not sure I'm sold. Well, that's where we're at. If time should allow it, I do hope you will all tell me more about yourselves. I see. We don't have any real reason to decline, so if she's good with it, it's fine with me. I look towards everyone before speaking. Everyone either shrugs or looks away, uninterested, leaving it up to me. Glancing around at everyone, I open my mouth. Alright. From Titania, how do I put it? Although her appearance was youthful, there was a sweetness she exuded. I didn't feel the tiniest bit of ill will towards us. Most of all, she was kind. She was just simply kind. Even in this unpredictable world, I've been able to hold a nice conversation with her. I felt like she was simply just a good person who I'd like to get to know better. We can answer what we're able to, although it may not be much. Oh, really? Wait just one moment, please. We'll prepare a banquet then. She must really want to talk with us. With a smile on her face, she nods, and everything around us begins to shake. What's going on? As if responding to Titania, several small branches grew out from the walls and floors. The innumerable branches twisted together, changing their shape. The area around the center of the room became adorned with new furniture, with a huge long table and several chairs appeared around us. Is there? Is that the table? I can't really tell. Wow, amazing! What a very interesting power. Seems quite different from what Miser and I can do.
I would believe so. Titania is borrowing power from the tree.
So, does that mean she can manipulate plants at will? Canis nods in affirmation. Now then, my guests, please sit wherever you like. Oh, they're so happy. So cute. Please partake of your drinks as we talk and discuss of wonderful tales. I'm so excited. With her offering, we move to the seats closest to us. However... Alright, how are we supposed to partake in drinks when these cups are empty? A disgruntled Ignis picked up a wooden cup that was placed on the table. Through imagination. It's gonna be like, Peter Pan, Hook? That movie Hook, where the Lost Boys just have to pretend that there's drinks in those cups. I don't know. But he really did check that it was empty when he picked it up. He flipped it over. So what is this? You want us to drink the air around us? Oh, of course not. Fairies don't eat or drink usually, but serving tea to guests is in our culture. As Titania spoke in a faint smile. Oh, the fairies are back.
Huh? It's the lady from before. We're sorry about earlier. The queen yelled at us a lot for that.
Huh. Oh, it's you two. My body suddenly froze. But watching them bow so sincerely, I felt like I needed to forgive them. Maybe this is just a human sentiment. I'm sorry too for not explaining to you what humans are. If we get a chance again, I hope we can do something safe after we're all done talking here, of course.
Okay. What should we do next time?
I've got a bad feeling. Did they really get what I was trying to say? Along with the arcs of light, many other fairies came into the room. They take several of the flowers blooming around us in hand and fly towards me.
Here you go. They're sweet and really good.
They began to tilt their flowers over and they began to fill our cups with nectar. Now then, although we can't provide much, we welcome you guests from another world. Please relax and enjoy this banquet, courtesy of the Fairy World Medio. Oh god, my voice. My voice is dying. The room echoed with laughter of the fairies and the petals were dancing about. As the petals fall to the floor, they rise up again and continue to move up and down that way as if having minds of their own.
Have some more, lady. Hey! What kind of place is the human world? Is it cold? Hot? Small? Big?
So the human world, it's hard to explain. A fairy banquet. It's something that you might see in a fairy tale. But actually, being here in one, only words of awe come to mind. Can't help but just be captivated by the glittering fairies, no matter how many times you look at them. I lost track of time, continuing the banquet with fairies flying about as they pleased. After the fairies probed us for a while, the conversation slowed down a bit. I continue talking to the fairies. Thanks to Titania, my negative perception of the world started to change. Maybe I should try to talk more with the fairies here. Though the fairies were happily flying about this way and that, so it seemed a bit tricky to get one to stop and chat. One seemed to hold still for a moment, surveying around closely. What I saw was... Hey, so, you guys strong or what?
Strong? What's strong mean?
Huh. That's, well... power to send your enemy flying away and...
Enemy? What's enemy mean?
An enemy's, someone who wants to fight you and...
Fight? What's that? Is it tastier than nectar?
Like this. totally out of his element here. Ignis hangs his head in defeat from his failed conversation with the fairy. Smiling to myself, I walk over to him. What the hell are up with those things? It was like talking to little kids. Well, Canis did say those small fairies have minds like small children. Maybe they'll be more happy talking about what you do for fun. How do you get to be so chummy with them? You remember that they almost killed you a little while ago, right? Exacerbated, Ignis places his empty cup on the table close to him. Hey, where's Mr. Rindo, by the way? I thought he was with you. Oh, him? He's in the middle of a photo shoot. A photo shoot? I looked towards the direction Ignis gestured at. That...
Whoa, that's neat. What a weird sound coming from this plank.
Oh, nice, very nice. Can you try and, spin around? Kinda like you're dancing. Rindo? I guess this is for his work, but...
Like this? Whee!
Oh, that's perfect. The guys in R&D are gonna be foaming at the mouth when they see this. I'm sure Mr. Rindo intended to be working diligently, but he looked like a weirdo. We all spent our time just as we wanted, including myself. Oh! In a corner of the hall, I saw Canis leaning against the wall and watching our festivities. Canis, I felt like I haven't seen much of you in this past short while. I didn't know you were over here.
Oh, it's you. Are you enjoying the banquet?
Yes, very much. The hall is so beautiful, and the nectar from the flowers is so delicious. And I feel like I've been able to let go of my fear of the fairies bit by bit.
I see. I'm glad to hear that.
Canis seemed to sigh under his helmet. Looking at his hands, he also wasn't holding a wooden cup. Huh? Canis, have you actually been over here the whole time?
Yes, I'd only sour the mood by joining.
Sour the mood? Sure, Canis wasn't the most talkative type, but he always took part in Enchante's tea parties. It's not like he doesn't do well with these kinds of events.
Kotone.
What is it? I was so lost in thought that my response was late.
It seems Titania is calling for you. Would you mind speaking with her?
After his comment, I looked down the hall to see... My eyes locked with hers as Titania sat on a throne of flowers, giving me a gentle smile. I'm sorry I interrupted your conversation with Canis, but I just had to talk with you quietly for a moment alone. As I slowly walk towards her, Titania greets me with a smile like a blossoming flower. A bit of a distance away from us. Standing there, emotionless, was the one who called themselves her Chancellor, Venia. That silence is spooky, but first I should talk to Titania, who called me over. I just wanted to thank you for welcoming us so graciously. I truly appreciate it, and I apologize for not greeting you sooner. Oh, don't be stiff. And I told you before, didn't I? You can just speak naturally with me. Even that demon lord doesn't talk with me with any sort of formalities. I'd like for you to do the same. Are you sure? He looks small, but the way Titania expresses herself has a regality to it that's undeniable. Indeed. And no need for the titles either. You can address Venia however you like. I will allow it. Venia clearly slumped their shoulders, likely hearing what she just said. Okay then, Titania. Yes. Oh, that makes me so happy to be called so casually by a fellow girl. Titania nods, satisfied and smiling, and my anxiety had melted away. Is Canis doing well at Enchante? Yes, I was a bit surprised at his appearance when I first met him, but I'm completely used to it by now. He's a very honest and caring person, liked by plenty of other humans. I see. That's wonderful. So on Iwaki was it? I have a deep gratitude toward your late grandfather and Enchante. Gratitude? Yes. After Canis started visiting that cafe, he has calmed himself quite a bit. I've heard all the details about his life there after you took over. Ah, that might be embarrassing. I hope he doesn't go into too much detail. About all my failures in particular. Oh, please, forgive him. It's just how deep his love is for the time he spends at that cafe. He speaks highly of you as well, and always in such a happy tone. I see. I'm still just a half-baked cafe owner, but I was proud to continue protecting a place that Canis cherished enough to talk about so much with the others. Oh, Kotone. Will you take a moment and walk with me? Oh, okay. I walked with her just as she asked. This place you all hold so dearly. I'd like you to show it to me. This cafe everyone loves so much. Enchante. I suddenly realized her small hand was grazing my cheek. Nope. And Titania's face slowly closes in on mine. And with a small bump, our foreheads touch each other. With a bright light and a sweet scent, my consciousness was taken somewhere else completely. Wait, what? Huh. There's someone there. Sitting in front of Grandpa. A really big person. Someone with some real hard looking clothes on.
Lord Suwan.
Yeah? Come on, hurry up and drink your espresso. It's getting cold.
Well, I would truly like to, but I sense a gaze coming from deeper within the cafe.
Now this must be like childhood memory, because Grandpa's alive.
What is that small creature hiding in the shadows of that pillar? Seems like the fairies of Medio.
Huh? A creature? The hell? We don't have any rats here. Oh, that's right. You must... This must be your first time seeing a child.
A child?
Eep!
It appears to have hidden under the table.
She got away from you, huh? Well, I'm sure we gotta do something about that no-neck armor situation of yours. Alright, well, maybe. Just grab some kind of helmet that matches your armor. Then you'll look like a real knight.
I do not see much significance to wearing a helmet or appearing like a knight, but if that is customary, I will do so.
Oh, you somehow got a little more menacing, but good enough, not bad. Grandpa looks like he's having fun. Is that big person having fun too? What's up?
I see. So this is a human child. Considerably different from us fairies. Beings whose natures and possibilities are all decided the moment they are born. That is so wonderful. I feel the shining light of endless possibilities within that soul.
Is that person Grandpa's customer too?
It's looking this way again. Yes. Do not be frightened, okay?
Ha ha ha. You'd make a terrible babysitter. Yeah, I have to. Say hi. Back to the present. In a snap, the world around me changes back. Haha. As I blinked my eyes, the image of Titania's gentle smile became clear before me. Oh, I'm so sorry. It seems I got a bit carried away. Huh? Did you do something, Titania? Felt like my mind went blank. Didn't feel like anything really happened. But Titania didn't respond to me. It seems like such a nice place. This lovely place called Enchante. She closed her eyes as she muttered softly, but I noticed. Titania, it's almost like you're a parent worrying about their child. Huh? Do you mean I'm acting like Canis' parent? Right. Well, I suppose if I judged by your looks, it would be the opposite. Sorry, was that rude of me to say? Titania laughed, shaking her head. Oh no, don't worry about it at all. You're not exactly mistaken. I exist to watch over all fairies. In fact, I've watched over Canis since the moment he was born. Not unlike a human parent, I presume. What? You're older than Canis? Yes, age isn't much of a concern amongst fairies. So it's not much that I've lived long, but more like Canis is quite young compared to other fairies. Huh. So does that mean... Does that include those small fairies too? Right, although not all of them. Among them, there are those who lived over double the time Canis has, however. What a difference! Titania watched me, pleased as I react to every little thing she says. However, all of a sudden a shade cast upon her adorable smile. That's why I've watched over Canis for the entirety of his life. That's why. I know it grieves him, why he suffers. Titania? My apologies. It stirs up great emotions to consider the happenings of the past. Kotone, please take care of Canis for me. Though he may not look it, he's very prone to feeling a little lonely. That's the sort of being he is. Okay, I can do that, but Canis really gets lonely? I phrased it like that to be playful, but he honestly dislikes being alone. I'd like to be by his side, but I simply cannot be away from this place. Titania speaks in a saddened smile and taps her feet lightly. You mean because of your role here? It would be better if that were the case, but physically I can't leave this place. That's what it means to be the Fairy Queen. I asked my question nonchalantly, and was surprised by her reply. The Queen became one with the throne, bound to it for the rest of her life. No way! I guess that's also kind of like fairy lore. Like nymphs who kind of like bind themselves to a tree to like share their lifespan. Ah, sorry, I didn't need to talk about that. It is still an honor to hold this position. You need not worry about it. Titania smiles. It's true, she doesn't seem necessarily crestfallen by the situation. Hey, Titania, is it okay if I come back? I'll bring some coffee from Enchante. I'd like you to try some. Maybe taste some of Canis' favorites. Oh, but of course. You're welcome anytime, Kotone. The Queen of the Fairy World Medio was far more than the child she appeared to be. In fact, she was in fact a dazzling, splendid woman. I continued to talk with Titania. After our conversation ran its course, I returned to where she met me. Huh. Canis isn't here. Canis has left the hole. He likely won't return until the party ends. Venia spoke from behind, as they had followed me here. He won't? How come? He is an ill omen. What? After expressing my confusion, Venia further explained in a dark, ominous tone. The Black Knight Canis Espada, also known as Fairy of Death. Out of all the fairies, he is the only one who rules over and symbolizes death. He is a bad omen, whom all other fairies fear. He can't be seen at celebration. I wasn't fully able to take in what they meant, and my mouth was agape. An ill omen. The Fairy of Death.
But it's too bad Canus Espada is here now. He's a really, really scary fairy. We'll have to play another time.
I remember the fairies that ran away as Canis arrived. That's right. There was something similar in one of the books Grandpa left. Doulahan. A fairy with the appearance of a headless knight found in Irish folklore. Arriving in a carriage pulled by a headless horse, he leaves only after someone's death. The Doulahan in the book was illustrated so menacingly. Although, how it differed from Canis, I guess I never really paid attention. So, that means he removed himself because the other fairies are afraid of him? Yes, that's exactly it. Even if this wasn't a celebratory occasion, no fairy would even speak to him, other than myself or Her Majesty. That must mean Canis is completely alone out here in the fairy world he calls home. Though he may not look it, he is very prone to feeling a little lonely. That's the sort of being he is. I remembered my conversation with Titania just a little while ago. Thinking about how alone Canis always feels, the expression on my face darkens. Exit the hall and turn right, then head up the spiral staircase. Huh? That's where Canis is. I'm quite self-aware, contrary to what you think. You should go see him, if you wish. Thank you. Whatever. Her Majesty the Queen seems to hold you in high regard. I'll let everyone know where you went. Also, at this time of day, the ground is slippery. Please do be careful not to fall. Oh, how nice. Well, on the path that Venia directed me along. Whoa! The air grew colder and colder, and tiny snowflakes began to fall. My body shivered at the cold that brushed along my cheeks. My feet crunched along the road, now covered in snow, in a matter of moments. I came out into a clearing. There was a breeze. Everything looked so different. Even the waterfall's frozen. With a gentle whirl of snowfall, I see the back of a large figure.
Kotone?
Canis, I'm glad I found you. In a sigh of relief, I walk towards Canis.
Why are you here? There are very few that have the opportunity to participate in the banquet of the fairies.
Well, what about you? Why are you here?
I have no particular reason. If anything, I'm just resting.
I see. I got a little tired too. Can I rest here with you?
If that is what you wish, I do not mind. Although, while you do, I cannot guarantee I have anything to talk about that is adequate for this occasion.
Seems like you were a bit down ever since the banquet started.
Do you truly think so?
Yeah. Canis looked down as he spoke. His mood seemed to mirror the scenery we found ourselves gazing at. What can you see from there?
Would you like to see? You can see the entire world itself.
Did he mean something philosophical by that? Felt like Canis laughed a bit now. I didn't understand what he meant, but I looked out carefully. I saw in the darkness and dancing snow.
Can you see it? It's all of the Fairy World Medio.
Oh, it looks very, very ethereal. What? All this time I thought we were deep in a forest of abundant with trees. I was wrong. What I thought was a forest, it was just a bunch of branches and leaves. Medio's all a single tree?
Exactly. The Fairy World Medio is comprised of a single world tree. The roads, the walls, it's all part of it. Even that waterfall is just another part of the world tree, Yggdrasil. It's a drop falling from a tree branch. Maybe just a bit of an exaggeration, but that's truly all it is.
In other words, what I saw as trees were sprouts. Roads were just branches. What a scale. Just so big.
You seem surprised.
Of course I am. I never imagined a tree could be an entire world. Probably surprised by my reaction. Canis, as if looking at something pleasant, smiled, or at least I think he did. Can't see his face.
This is a canopy. Something like the summit to a mountain. It is my most favorite place in all of the fairy world.
So this is your favorite place? Coming back to my senses a bit more, I looked to where Canis was looking. I could see something that seemed like lights blinking in the distance. Atop the branches at the crown of the trunk. Those spots must be where the fairies of Medio reside. Maybe it was because of its wintry look, but Yggdrasil, covered in snow and light, was... World tree, an enormous tree that shrouds the entire fairy world. It is so large, it's like a world in itself. It's quite noticeable, even in the of the fairy world. I feel like there's a word missing. Or maybe I'm just tired. Beautiful. I felt this feeling so often ever since I arrived here. But this moment now is truly the most beautiful moment of them all. It makes me happy.
What does?
That you've shown me your favorite spot. I still don't know all about you. Maybe it's just me feeling it, but I'm happy.
Well, that's not true. For me, this view is... I'm happy you can see it too. I'm happy you understand its beauty. And can appreciate it for that. And even though it was by chance, I am happy that you are here with me.
Canis? Vania mentioned this, but I heard you never go near any celebrations and the others are afraid of you. That you're a bad omen that governs death.
Ah, so you've heard. You do not need to worry about me. It is only natural that they fear me. To fear death is a natural instinct held by any living creature. The fairies of Medio are no exception. In fact, they may be even more afraid as they are immortal beings. It is more natural that they fear me, the one who embodies and symbolizes death itself. You do not seem pleased.
Yeah. I mean, Canis was just born into that role. It's not like he became the symbol of death because he wanted to.
It is all right. I have you and those in Enchante. Friends who understand me. It is more than I deserve.
But as I tried to contend with his words, Canis gently grabs my wrist.
And more importantly, since you've come all this way, I will share with you a secret of mine.
Huh? Canis leans in, right to my face. Oh. Kinda awkward that I can't see his face, but his helmet vanishes into thin air. He pulls my hand, and there was nothing but empty space.
Can you feel it?
But there was a gentle warmth there. Oh, it's kind of like a knight and princess, little fairy tale here. Minus the head. I could feel it faintly in my palm. That's so strange. It feels warm.
It may surprise you, but even though I'm known to be a headless knight, and you can't see my face, I do actually have one. Eyes, ears, and a nose. They can never be seen or touched, but they really are there.
I never knew that. I guess he eats. I mean, like, he throws food at his face space and it disappears. And I'm guessing he can see and he can smell. Just maybe in a different way that we can. Trying to prove what he said was true, Canis gently guides my fingertips. Huh. So that must mean, although I can't physically feel it, I'm touching Canis's face? Question mark. Just like touching the fire, like, oh. This must be a romantic moment here. Oh, he's blushing. I think. I almost feel like I'm doing something wrong here. Canis, this is a little embarrassing, so...
Wait. Stay like this for a moment longer.
Canis wanted to stay close. Aw, he must be starving for, like, any interaction.
I am glad you were unable to see my face.
Huh?
Although you may not be able to see it. Right now, I feel like I look so happy to share this view with you. I would be too embarrassed for you to see.
Even though you can see mine? Canis speaks with joy in his words as I muttered about it not being fair.
Although I cannot convey everything I feel, I would still like to say this. I am thankful for you, Kotone, for embracing my loneliness. I feel so limited, to only be able to express how I feel in words. I cannot even convey half the feelings within me.
No, it's okay. I understand them. Makes me really happy to hear that you need Enchante. And me. I think that's the best compliment you could ever give the cafe, to be honest. So, I hope you keep coming by, Canis Espada. Canis Espada, too. In the peaceful Fairy World Medio, he is the sole governor of death, known as the Fairy of Death. Due to being so ominous, the other fairies keep their distance from him.
I should be asking you to keep inviting me. I hope we can continue just like this.
I look towards the face I could not see, and we share a chuckle together. A gentle laugh that could contest the joy of the banquet being held far away. Oh, so sad. Oh, okay, we're at chapter 5. Guessing this is, we're going into Rindo now. Okay. Well, it wasn't the longest chapter, it was kind of, but also wasn't the shortest that we've done so far. Alright, let's save. We can save, right? Yeah. Guess we made it back to regular Skyland. Alright, yeah, I did a lot of voices. A lot of weird voices, so my throat kind of hurts. So maybe I need to, like, make some soup or something. But that was a really sweet scene with Canis. Yeah, apparently that wasn't Canis' route, though. We're still just, like, in the main chapter. So, a little bit kind of concerned with how long this game is. Because, man, my probably gonna do a number on my voice. Oh, well, I'm having fun with this, though. It's really sweet. And I do like the graphics. I do like the scenery. I feel like they did well. Did well with the scenery. Alright, anyway, I need a break. So I hope you guys had a relaxing time, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.